Hello, Salvatore.
Hi, teacher.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you? How
I'm
are you
great.
today?
Good. I just had a great class on job interviews. And how are things in Italy?
Sorry, teacher.
How are things in Italy?
It's everything okay, teacher.
Where are you
Okay.
from? Which city?
Milan.
Oh, that's right. I remember.
Milan. Yes.
Milan.
Today there is 25 degrees.
Ah, what a
It's a
beautiful
sunny day.
day. Yeah.
Yes.
Did you go outside?
No, because I worked all day,
Mm-hmm. Yes,
and
it's been.
I came back home now.
It's a nice day in California too. I don't know. Let me see how warm it is. It's 22. Well, it's not that warm, but it's a nice day. 22 degrees in California. Great. Well, welcome to my class. And let's see who else we have here today. A new student. Let's see. There's Julia. Hi, Julia.
Hi, Maureen. How are you?
Good. It's nice to meet you, Julia.
Me too.
Where are you from?
I'm from Colombia.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. So we've got one from Italy and one from Colombia so far. And it looks like we have another new student today. Is it Kim? Kim, are you there?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Yeah.
How are
I'm,
you?
I'm from Vietnam.
Oh, okay. Well, nice to meet you, Kim.
It's nice to meet you too.
And let's see, we also have Abdallah. Hi, Abdallah.
Hi, how are you, teacher?
Good. How are you today?
I'm great, thank you.
How's your fighting going? Is it kickboxing or
Boxing.
just regular
Not
boxing?
kickboxing.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. And it's boxing. How's that going?
it's great. I
Hmm.
work out th 3 times in a week.
Very nice. And where are you from again, Abdallah? I don't recall.
I'm from Palestine.
That's right. Okay. And who else do we have here today? We've got a new student, Patricio. Are you there?
Hi, teacher. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Fine. Thank you.
And where do you come from, Patricio?
I'm from Chile,
Great. Another South American.
South America. Yes, all right.
Hmm. I always have more South Americans in my classes on Saturdays. I think it's because everyone has time to study English at the same time.
I'm supposed to.
Hmm.
I'm supposed the same too. Yes, I have a little time.
Yes, a little bit more free time for studying.
Yes, that's
Hmm.
right.
Great. And we also have Paolo here today. Hi, Paolo.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. It's a beautiful day, and I'm in a great mood.
Okay, happy to hear that.
Yeah, and Paolo, remind me again where you come from.
I'm from Uruguay,
Uruguay. Okay, what city in Uruguay?
Montevideo.
Very cool. That's on the top of my list of places to visit. My friend
It's
lives
great.
there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so she wants me to come visit.
Yes, you need to come here. It's beautiful.
I'm
But
gonna I'm going to
way into summer.
that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to save up my money and next January, hopefully, go to
Okay,
Argentina and Uruguay, maybe
that's cool.
Brazil. Yeah, great.
Okay.
Okay, so let's get started today, and if anyone else joins us, they can join in our lesson. We're going to be talking about countable and uncountable nouns. So let me turn on the screen share so you can see the document. Um, So this is a beginner class, and it covers a concept that can be tricky in English. This can be a little difficult. In the textbook here, you can see it says count and non-count nouns. Now, I also refer to these as countable and uncountable nouns. That means the same thing. So you could either say count and non-count nouns, but in the world of teaching English, it's more common to say countable and uncountable nouns. Okay? So when you're not speaking, I ask that you turn off your microphone so we don't have any background noise. Okay? All right, so let's get started. Who would like to read letter A? Can I hear from, let's see, maybe Salvatore, you can start by reading example A.
Okay. I bought a chair. Sam bought 3 chairs.
Okay, so you see in blue, a chair. So an A is an indefinite article. And it means the same as 1 chair, right? Sam bought 3 chairs, and in this case, chair is called a count noun. This means you can count the chairs. 1 chair, 2 chairs, 3 chairs, etc. So you can think of a count noun as something you can count with numbers, or you can think of it as a separate item. Okay, so you could say, oh, there's 1 chair over there, but there's 2 chairs on that side. And who would like to read example B? Maybe Patricio, could you read sample B?
Yes. Okay, I can do. B. We bought some furniture.
Okay. We bought some furniture. So the incorrect version would be we bought some furnitures. Okay.
Okay.
And also we bought a furniture. And the reason these are incorrect is because you don't need to pluralize, you don't need to add an S to an uncountable noun. It's just furniture in general. So furniture is called a non-count or uncountable noun. Using English grammar, you cannot use numbers with these uncountable nouns. 1, 2. So a really good way to think about is this a countable or an uncountable is to think, can I say 1 furniture, 2 furnitures? No, that doesn't work. Okay, so in this chart you can see the breakdown of the, let's see, I'm going to mute you, Patricia. So just turn your microphones back on when it's your turn to chat. Okay. All right. And okay, so we see the singular form is a chair or 1 chair for a count noun. Plural would be 2 chairs, some chairs, a lot of chairs, or many chairs. So all of these words, they could mean a number of them, any number of them. So there's something such as a couple of chairs, and that means 2 chairs, or some chairs, as in the example, a lot of chairs, or many chairs. A count noun may be preceded by a or an, or 1 in the singular, and it takes the s or es in the plural. On the other hand, we have non-count nouns, some furniture, a lot of furniture, or much furniture. So many students wonder, what's the difference between much and many? The difference is that much is for uncountable or non-count nouns, and many is for countable nouns. And there's no plural form, so a non-count noun is not immediately preceded by a or an or 1, and has no plural form, so it does not add the final s or es. Okay, does everyone understand so far? Any questions so far? All right, so you can take a look at these exercises. You can see, looking at grammar, look at the italicized nouns. That means they're in this slanted writing. write C above the count nouns and NC above the non-count nouns. Now, you don't need to write anything, but you could take notes. And I want to give you, let's say, 5 minutes or 4 or 5 minutes and read over these examples and try to guess, are they countable or non-countable nouns? Okay, and then we'll come back together in 4 minutes and compare our answers. Okay, does everyone agree?
Sorry, teacher. We can read the sentence and then we chose the countable and uncountable, right?
Yes. So you're
Okay.
getting a chance to practice on your own, and then we're going to compare our answers in about 4 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. So if you have a piece of paper to write down your notes about uncountable or countable nouns. Okay, is everyone ready?
It's okay.
Okay. Anyone need another minute? I think we can get started. All right, so the first example I'll read and share with everyone. I bought some chairs, tables, and desks. In other words, I bought some furniture, okay? This one should be pretty clear because you can say 1 chair, 2 chairs, 1 table, 2 tables, 3 tables, and the same thing with desks, 1 desk, 2 desks. In other words, I bought some furniture, okay? So that this gives you a clue that when you're talking about specific items, they usually can be considered countable nouns. If you're talking about the idea of these items in general, like a concept such as furniture, it's non-countable or uncountable. So who wants to go first with number 2? Maybe we could hear from Paolo. Do you have number 2?
Okay, I try.
Okay.
I believe the jewelry is not countable.
Well, can you read the sentence first and then?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Michiko likes to wear jewelry. Today she wearing 4 rings, 6 bracelets, and a necklace.
Okay. So, jewelry, the first one.
Yes, I believe it's not countable. Maybe.
Now, does everyone agree? Is jewelry non-countable?
Maybe is countable, teacher.
Can you say 1 jewelry, 2 jewelry? No, we can't. It's just like furniture, so it's actually non-countable. But how about the other items in the example?
Yes. Rings countable, bracelets countable, and a necklace countable.
Okay, it's pretty easy to tell in those sentences because you see 4 rings, so it's obviously countable, 6 bracelets, and a necklace, which makes it very obvious that it's 1 necklace. Very good.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. All right, and how about, let's hear from Julia. Could you do number 3, please? Julia?
It's been disappeared.
Yep. Okay, how about you, Patricio?
Well, number 3. We saw beautiful mountains, fields, and lakes on our trip. We saw beautiful scenery. Well, I think that the mountain, fields, and lake are countable.
Okay.
And a beautiful scenery could be and could not be. I'm not really sure could be, because we can say we are a different scenario in a performance. So I'm not really sure could be, because we have could be 2 different scenarios, 2 different bands, for example.
Interesting.
I'm not really sure.
So actually, there is a countable noun that is like scenery, but it's a little different, and that would be scene. Scenery is the idea in general, just like...
yes, like it's a beautiful image of something like that.
Yes, a beautiful... So on one hand, we could have a beautiful scene or 2 beautiful scenes, but in general, we just have beautiful scenery, so that one is actually a non-countable.
It's like a picture. Okay, that's mean that's not countable.
Exactly. So we know we can count mountains, fields, and lakes because there could be 10 mountains,
yes, that's
3
right.
fields. But I did want to give you a little tip on pronunciation. This word mountains is very difficult to pronounce because it has all these extra vowels that are not pronounced. So just imagine it's mound. So the first part is mount.
Mountain. Mountains, like a 10.
Yeah, don't actually, more like tin. Tin.
Like a teens. Okay, that's right.
Okay.
Mountains.
Okay, so you're saying it like teens, but I mean 10.
Okay.
Okay. So more like the number 10. Mountain. Perfect. Yeah. I just hear this. It's pronounced often. People will say mountains, but imagine that the A is silent. It's mountain.
Okay, that's right. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, and here's a tricky one. Number 4. Abdullah, you ready for a challenge?
Okay. Gold and tern are melons.
Okay.
Uncountable. Gold and terns.
Okay, so all 3 of them are uncountable nouns?
Yes.
All right, that's correct. It's kind of tricky because they're talking about distinct metals. Gold and iron are metals, but they actually all are uncountable or non-countable. We can't say a gold. We could say a gold coin or an iron ring, but not gold and iron. So very good. But then they have a tricky one, the next one, number 5. They try to throw that word iron in there and see if you can catch the mistake. Salvatore? Number
Okay.
5?
I use an iron to press my wrinkled shirt.
Okay. So to press
Mm,
it's pronounced wrinkled.
Wrinkled.
So there's a lot
Wrinkled.
of words. There's a lot of words in English that have this LED combination, and you'd think it would be wrinkled, but it's actually pronounced almost like it's spelled like this, wrinkled. You can see in the chat. The E and
Wrinkled.
L, yeah, exactly. Okay, so what's a wrinkled shirt?
Sorry, teacher?
Do you know what a wrinkled shirt is?
Uh, Maybe wrinkled shirt uh, uh, is a clothes,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but I don't know how to explain. Is not a shirt. It's a clothes you wear. I don't know, teacher, how to explain.
Does anyone know what a
Uh,
wrinkled shirt is?
I think
Like,
it's that piece of melons. It's iron, and you put the your shirt or shirt on it and store it or put it
Mm-hmm.
in the wall or in something.
Mm-hmm. So a wrinkled shirt is a shirt that has um, not been hung up correctly, and so it looks very messy. But then you put an iron on it, which is a metal tool to press the wrinkles out. So I don't know how to explain it, but a wrinkled shirt is like when you don't hang up your shirts and you leave them on the floor, they get wrinkled. And there's a difference between iron as a metal and an iron as a tool. So is it countable or uncountable, Salvatore?
Maybe is a countable teacher.
Mm-hmm.
This because an iron I use an iron to press my wrinkled shirt.
Exactly, yeah.
Why an iron?
It's
Right.
yes, one iron. The tool. Good. Um, and that's a perfect one for you because I know that no one in Milan would go out with a wrinkled shirt.
No,
Never,
no, teacher.
never.
No, no.
Yeah,
Now I understand the wrinkled teacher.
of course, of course. I thought that would be a good one for you. And let's go back to Paolo. Could you read number 6?
okay. They have a rusty car without an engine,
Engine.
engine, broken furniture, and another refrigerator in their front yard. The yard is full of junk.
Mm. Okay, so how about these nouns in here? Which ones are countable and which ones are uncountable?
I mean, a car countable,
Mm-hmm.
engine countable,
Mm-hmm.
furniture not countable,
Mm-hmm.
countable, refrigerator,
Mm-hmm. And old
uh,
refrigerator?
full of junk is full of junk. I think it's countable because I can count the amount of junk that's in the jar. I don't know.
Okay, does anyone disagree with Paolo about junk?
Junk is general.
Yes, junk
Oh,
is uncountable. It's a
Uncountable.
general term for an amount of things that are not necessary. They're not needed. So their yard is full of junk. That's uncountable.
okay.
You could count. You'll say I have
I mean,
20
I watching the picture here. I can count one car, a few chairs, and all that
Mhm.
junk. But I
Yes.
understand that it's general. Okay.
So that would be 20 pieces of junk. You
Okay.
could also say that. And
Oh,
pieces would make it countable. So often you can make it countable. So would you say, could you say there is uh, many junk?
no,
Okay. Could you say there's much junk?
I don't know. Maybe.
So much is the word that we use when we're using uncountable. But
Okay.
you could also say there is a lot of. That's really common to
A
say.
lot of them.
There's a
Ah,
lot of junk in this yard.
that makes more sense.
Yeah, that makes a bit more sense. Very good.
Yes.
All right, so we are going to go down to the next page where we're going to go over some non-count nouns. So these are some examples of non-count nouns. So we can go over this because I found that it's not the countable nouns that are difficult, it's the non-countable nouns that are tricky when you're learning English. So let's see, Abdullah, can you read example A, please?
Okay. I bought some chairs, tables, and desks. In other words, I bought some furniture.
Okay, furniture. Whoa, that was loud.
Yeah.
Could you read the description on the second half of the page?
Okay. Many non-countable nouns refer to while
A
that is
whole.
whole.
Yeah, the W is silent in that word. Don't you just love those words in English with silent letters?
Yeah. Refer to whole that is made up of different parts. In A, furn- furniture, furniture represents a whole group of things that is made up of similar but separated items.
Good. Okay, so I'll read that description again. Many non-count nouns refer to a whole that is made up of different parts. So this is just like the example that Paulo was talking about. The junk is the whole. It's made up of different parts, meaning the refrigerator, the broken engine, etc. Just like the furniture can be made up of a desk, two chairs, a bed, a table. It's the whole or idea in general, the whole concept, made up of many similar but separate items. Okay, and how about example B? Let's hear from, well, Julia, are you there with us now?
Yes, I hope so.
Okay, could you read example B?
I put some sugar in my coffee.
Okay,
In,
so can you read the second half, please?
in B, sugar and coffee represents whole masses made up of individual particles or elements.
Okay, so even though you might be able to count the sugar, like you could say 2 spoons of sugar or 1 cup of coffee, they are still concepts in general. So there's still the whole part, a whole mass made up of individual parts or elements. So would you say much sugar, many sugar, or a lot of sugar?
A lot of sugar.
That's right. And how about much coffee, many coffee, or a lot of coffee?
Um, many coffee?
No, it's also a lot of
Mm,
coffee.
a lot of coffee. Oh,
You
yeah.
could say, I've had a lot of coffee today. Okay, good. And then we come to letter C. Patricio, please read letter C.
Okay, that's right. I wish you luck. Many non-count nouns are abstraction. In C, luck is an abstract concept, an abstract whole. It has no physical form. You can't touch it. You can't count it.
Exactly. So this is a trickier one, an abstract concept, which means you can't see it, you can't touch it. It has no physical form. We've never seen luck before, and this is where it gets trickier. For example, lots of abstract concepts are used, talking about things like love. Love's a great example. It's an abstract concept, and you can't count it. You can't say I have 1 love, 2 love, 3 love. It's just a general idea of something. So there's lots of different words that are these abstract concepts that are uncountable. Okay, and letter D, how about Salvatore, please?
Sunshine is warm and cheerful. A, a, ph- a phenomenon of nature, such as sunshine, is frequently used as non-count noun, as in D.
Good. So a phenomenon of nature, meaning something, an element in nature, is a non-count noun. So what other examples of natural phenomenon can you think of that are non-count nouns? Anyone?
A lot of rain could be.
Oh, yeah, rain is a non-count noun. Anything else?
A lot of snow. Snow.
No is another non-count. We'll have wind is a non-countable
Yes.
noun. So any of these natural phenomenon, like anytime there's something falling out of the sky, it's likely to be a non-count noun. Okay?
That's right.
Good. And now we have letter E. Let's hear from Paulo.
Okay. Noun good. Anne has brown hair. Count. Tom has a hair on his jacket.
So many nouns. I was going to read this part, but if you want to read it, please go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. Many nouns can be used as either non-count or count nouns, but the meaning is different. Hair in E and light in F. We'll get to F. So dictionaries written especially for learners of English as a second language, are a good source of information on count and non-count usage of nouns. So letter F, Julia, could you read that one?
Noun count. I opened the curtains to let in some light. Count. Don't forget to turn off the light before you go to bed.
Okay, so the light is a specific one, like in your room, but to let in some light is, again, a sort of natural phenomenon, like we talked about in letter D. Just a pronunciation point for you, Julia. The word curtain is similar to the word mountain. So think of the number 10. It's cur, and then say the number 10. Curtain.
Curtain.
Good. And the same thing, I don't know if you were in that part of our lesson, but we were talking about the word mountain. The word mound, and then the number 10, mountain.
Mountain.
Good. So think of it like the beginning of the word, and that when you see that T-A-I-N, don't worry about that. Just think the number 10, and that'll help you with pronunciation. English pronunciation is probably the most difficult part of learning to speak English. All right, and now we're going to go over some common non-count nouns. So I'd like for each of you to pick a letter and pick a word from that letter. So let's start with A. These are whole groups made up of similar items. I'm going to read all these words, and if you don't know one, then please stop me and ask. We've got baggage, clothing, equipment, food, fruit, furniture, garbage, hardware, jewelry, junk, luggage, machinery, mail, makeup, money, cash or change, postage, scenery, stuff, and traffic. And they say etc., etc., because there are others. So are any of those words unfamiliar to you?
Junk. I don't know what is junk.
Junk are items that are broken that you no longer need. But you keep them around. Something you can't, it's like trash that you can't throw out. Usually things that are broken. Okay, anything else? Okay, So I'd like each of you to pick one of those words and think of a sample sentence using that word. And remember, they're non-count nouns, so you wouldn't have the word a or the or one or two or three. Okay? When you're ready, just let me know, and you can read your sample sentence for the class. That's some bad feedback on someone. Get Salvatore. Okay, let's see. Patricio, are you ready to give a sample sentence using one of these words?
I'm sorry, Maureen, but I need to talk with other people. And what is necessary to do now? I need to select one of these B, C, D, E, or
you
about
can select letter A.
E. Okay, I select machinery.
Okay.
Well, okay. Well, I have a lot of machinery in my plant.
Okay, good. I have a lot of machinery in my plant. Okay, good use of a lot of. Would someone else please give a sample sentence using one of those words, not machinery?
We have a lot of traffic in Bogota.
Okay. You could say we have a lot of traffic in Bogota. It probably would be more common to say there is a lot of traffic in Bogota because you're referring more to the city as having it more than the people having it. But they both are grammatically correct. It just would be more common to say there is a lot of traffic. Okay? And don't forget that you can say some when you're talking about non-count nouns as well. Okay, let's see. How about Abdullah? Do you have a word selected?
Okay. My sister, I bought some jewelry for my sister.
Great. I bought some jewelry for my sister. Well, aren't you a nice brother?
Thank you.
Why aren't my brothers buying me any jewelry? Okay, who's next?
I can go, I guess.
Okay.
Next month, I like to go to Brazil to see the World Cup, but I don't have enough money to go.
Okay. Good, yeah. So I don't have enough money to go. That's a great use of enough. Can be used with non-countable nouns, such as we don't have enough food to feed everyone. Good, good. Well, at least you can watch the World Cup from your, if you can go down to like a bar or something and watch it with some friends.
Yes, I would do that.
Yes, over here, I don't know what time the games will play, but I think over here they'll be on in the morning, which is not a good time to be in a bar. Okay, and who hasn't gone yet? Have we heard from everyone? Salvatore, did you give an example?
Okay. I'll send some mail to my boss.
Good. I send some mail to my boss. Great. Okay, and then we're talking about the next group. I'm going to read over these, but, well, actually, I'll have you read. So, Salvatore, could you read letter B, fluids?
Yes. Fluids, water, coffee, tea, milk, oil, soap, gasoline, blood, etc.
Okay, so it's gasoline, actually. It's gasoline.
Gasoline.
And just be careful when you're pronouncing the word soup, that it really sounds like soup and not soap, because those are two very different things.
Soup.
Okay? Good. And let's see, Abdullah, could you read solids?
Okay. So solids, ice, bread, butter,
Butter.
cheese, meat, gold, iron, silver, glasses, paper, wood, cotton,
Mm-hmm.
wool.
Etc. Good. Okay, so just be careful of saying glasses when you mean glass. So glasses are made of glass, but glasses mean those things that go on your eye to help you see, and those would be countable. So you want to say, when you say glass, you just mean the substance.
Yes.
Okay, good. And Paulo, letter D, please.
Gases. Steam, air, oxygen, nitrogen, smoke, smog, pollution, etc.
Okay, so smog is when pollution mixes in the air and you can't breathe. So if any of you have never heard the word smog before, it means a type of pollution in the air.
Okay.
And particles, Patricio?
Excuse me.
Could you
Part
please
yes, particle. Rice, chalk, corn, dirt, dust, flour, grass, herb, pepper, salt, sand, sugar, wheat, etc.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. So we usually, on our tables, we have salt and pepper.
Pepper. That's
Pepper.
right.
Good. All right, so can everyone choose one of those items and come up with an example sentence whenever you're ready to share it with the class? It's getting loud in here.
Yes.
Julia, did you try turning off your microphone? Okay, is anyone ready to share?
Eh,
Yes.
okay.
Okay. So let's see, Julia, why don't you go ahead?
Colombia produces a lot of coffee to export for export.
Okay, good. And remember, if you're talking about Colombia, that's the third person singular. So don't forget, Colombia produces with the S on the end. Okay. And next we'll hear from Paulo, please.
Let me pick one.
Okay.
I like to drink my water very cold.
Good. I like to drink my water very cold. So yeah, you can still use my when you're talking about non-countable nouns. So good example. And Abdullah.
Yeah. I think there are a lot of smoke here.
Okay, so actually it's interesting you say there are a lot of, but smog is a whole concept, so it's considered kind of one whole. So you'd actually say, I think there is a lot of smog here.
Okay.
So that's an interesting point that you brought up, just about is it there are or there is. But since these are considered whole, and in that case they are just one or singular as a whole, it's going to be singular for all these non-countable nouns. Okay, and who have we not heard from yet? Maybe Patricio, you have one?
Yes. I think. Well, it's a little loady. I think I drink so much coffee every day.
Okay. So I think I drink so much coffee every day. Maybe you mean I think I drink too much coffee every day. Do you drink too much
Could
coffee every
be.
day? Could be.
I think so. I don't know really sure.
Yeah. But you're from Chile, so you probably have some good coffee down there.
Yeah, yeah, we have some good coffee too. Yes.
Hmm. So some people, they'll drink their coffee in the morning and then they switch to tea or juice in the afternoon. Do you drink coffee all through the day?
Yes, I drink coffee around the day,
Hmm.
maybe 5 or 6 cup of coffee.
That's kind of a lot of coffee. I usually have 1 cup of coffee in the morning, and sometimes if I have to if I work in the afternoon, I'll have a coffee or I prefer iced tea in the afternoon.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I drink a lot of iced tea. Okay, and who else do we have? We haven't heard from Paolo, I don't think. I don't remember. Maybe you did.
I
Or
did, yes.
Okay, and Salvatore?
Okay. There is a little gasoline in my car.
Oh, okay, good. So there's a little, um, so you could say there's only a little gasoline in my car. That's good. You probably want to say there's only a little to emphasize that there's a small, small, small amount. Well, you better put some gasoline in your car. Do you have a
Yeah.
car, Salvatore, or do you have a Vespa?
No, I have a car. I have a Ford car. You
Nice.
know,
And do you go on trips around Italy?
yes, do you know Vespa? Vespa is a
Sure.
motorbike.
Yes. Well, I don't know if I told you, Salvatore, but I've been to Italy several times.
Okay.
So I've even been to Milan. I've been to your city before.
You haven't been in Milan, teacher?
I have been to Milan.
Yes. Do you like it, Milan?
Yes, I did like it. I stayed with my friend who grew up there, so I got to see what it's like to be a real Italian person in Milan, not a tourist.
Thank you, teacher.
Yeah, it was a great trip. Okay,
Teacher, teacher,
yes, your
excuse
question?
me. No, I want to make Julie microphone, please. Julia mic, please put it off.
Yeah, I'm trying to turn it off okay.
Wow, that's weird.
Yes, I'm sorry, everyone. There's always feedback when we're coming from all these different places. But yes, Julia, we just have to turn your microphone off because it's making too much background noise. That's better. Whew, it's going to give me a headache. Okay,
Great.
let's try to keep going while we still have a few minutes. So, if Patricio, could you read the first line of the abstractions, please?
Abstraction, beauty, confidence, courage, education, enjoyment, fun, happiness, health, help, honesty, hospitality.
Okay, and Abdallah, can you read the second line, please?
Importance, intelligence, justice,
Mm-hmm.
justice,
Good.
not knowledge, le, le, la, letonge,
This is a tough one. It's actually pronounced laughter.
laughter.
Yes, I know it looks like a totally different word, but it's
Yeah,
laughter.
right. Laughter, luck, music, patience,
Patience.
patience,
Good.
patience, patience, peace, bright,
Pride.
progress, bright, progress, return,
Recreation means exercise.
recreation.
Recreation means
Okay.
like exercise, moving around. So, so far, are there any unfamiliar words that you don't know or don't know the meaning of?
Yeah, I think the last word.
Recreation?
Recreation.
Hmm. Well, you get a lot of recreation when you exercise. So it means the same as, it just means to be active, to move your body.
Lover. Maureen,
It is the
excuse
same
me.
exercise or workout.
Yeah. But it can also mean just like going for a walk or spending time doing any kind of physical activity.
Okay, it is
Well,
not. It is not specific for sports.
No, not specific for sports. It could mean walking or hiking, swimming, playing sports, just basically being outside and moving your body.
but recreation could be see a movie.
No, because that's not active. You're not when you sit down, you're not doing any kind of recreation. You have to be moving your body in some way. So it could be, let's see, what's another example? Walking on the beach is a nice
Okay.
recreation. It has sort of a less strong meaning than exercise.
Okay.
Exercise has a purpose, and recreation is just moving to be, moving in the world.
Okay. Could you repeat loafer? Is loafers? Laufer.
Laughter?
Laughter. Okay, that's right.
Yeah,
Laughter.
it's tricky. You have to pretend that sometimes actually the GH in English makes an F sound, so it's laughter.
Okay.
That's a
Like
tough
an
one.
F.
Yes, like an F. And
Laughter.
the reason for that is our spelling. English spelling comes from a time when words were pronounced very differently. And now we pronounce them differently than they're spelled, but we don't change the spelling. Like the spelling hasn't changed in 400 years.
Okay.
But that's a tricky one. Any other unfamiliar words?
What does it mean, laughter?
Oh, like ha ha ha.
Laughter.
To laugh is ha ha
Like a
ha.
joke.
When someone tells a joke and you laugh.
Yes.
That was the most
Okay.
fake laugh I've ever done in my life. See, that's a real laugh. Good. And the last line, let's hear from Paolo.
Significance, sleep, truth, violence, wealth.
So you'll probably always hear people saying they need more sleep, they didn't get enough sleep, they had too little sleep. So there's another uncountable noun. And why don't we just stick with those abstractions for now and choose one of those to come up with a sample sentence.
Do you want that we made some sentence,
Yes,
Maureen?
please. Yes. Try to
Okay.
think of a sentence with one of the words we've covered, these abstractions, just
Okay.
in the first dash here. And if
Okay.
if you don't know the meaning of a word, it's a great time to ask me while we have a few minutes to explain.
Okay. Well, about education, for example, in my country we have some problem about education. And we are a lot of, how do you say, when the people make together and work together, I don't know, about over on a street. It's like a strike.
Yes. So that would be a protest.
Protests, that's right. We had a lot of protests about education.
Oh, okay. And where did you say you were from again?
I'm from Chile, Santiago.
Chile. So the education is not very good in Chile, or are there problems?
I don't know. It depends on if we compare about education in USA. Of course, we are not really good. But if we compare our education with other countries in South America, I suppose it's good.
Well, in fact, they say that education in the United States is not very good compared to some other countries like Norway and Sweden. They have really good education, and we don't really, because we keep changing our system.
Okay, so education is not absolutely, how do you say, concept.
Yeah, it's more of a, yeah, it's more of a concept, but you can, that one maybe should not be there because you actually can say an education. Like you can say, I received an education at my university. So in some cases, it actually can be a countable noun. So it maybe shouldn't be on that list, but you had a good example when you said we have problems with education.
Okay, thank you, Maureen.
Okay, and how about we hear from Julia? Can you give us an example, maybe?
Yes. I like to listen to music, a lot of music.
Okay, good. You like to listen to music. That's good. You can just say, I like to listen to music, and you don't even need to say a lot of. And that is perfectly fine because it doesn't have any articles. Good. Paulo, how about you?
Okay. Last night I have a lot of fun with my friends.
Good. A lot of fun with my friends. Good. That can be a noun, and it can also be an adjective. It was fun, for example. Okay. Abdullah?
Okay. The the knowledge it is it is your real value. Your
Good.
knowledge, okay, your knowledge it is your real value.
Great. Your knowledge is your real value. You can also just say knowledge is your real value. That's great. I definitely agree with you about that. Um, that's an excellent example and a great message. And let's hear from Salvatore to finish up our lesson today.
Uh, Danish are hospitality people.
Okay, so that would be using it as an adjective. But you could say Danish people are good at hospitality, and that would be using it as a noun. So just be aware of when are you using it as a noun and when are you using it as an adjective. And studying those terms like noun, adjective, verb tense, will help you understand lessons on verbling better so you can know where your mistakes are being made. Okay, so that's it for our lesson today, and I really appreciate everyone coming to my class. I'll have another class at noon, but I think that's a bit more of an advanced class. We'll be doing a listening exercise and a discussion, but that'll be in 1 hour, so if you want to join in on that. And other than that, I'll see you in my next classes next week, hopefully.
Okay, thank you too, Maureen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Peter.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good weekend. Take care.
Take care, you
Bye.
too.